Today we're going to be talking about one of the most important steps that is necessary in order to actually have that success that you want. There's one really, really important thing you're not going to want to miss. This is one of my most favorite topics of all time, okay? Again, like if you're just joining me for the first time, start at day 1 of the challenge. You don't even have to do all 20 days, but you're going to want to go through and you're going to want to learn the difference between aspirations and goals. If you're already forgetting it, because maybe you haven't been watching all the videos in order or whatever, go back, watch that video, and it'll be worth it. Okay, but today we're going to be talking about something critically important, which is working without motivation. This is something that you are going to have to learn how to do in life if you want to be successful, okay? Especially on this challenge. What's going to happen, okay, and I've talked about this a lot, I've done a lot of videos on this topic because it is so important, is that no matter what it is that you're doing in life, no matter how much you think you enjoy it or how much of your passion it is, okay, it is going to eventually be boring. You're going to fucking hate it. You're not going to want to do it, okay? That is just the way that life works, okay? It doesn't matter what it is. So you're going to have to learn this really important skill, which is to work without motivation. You see, most people, okay, most people in life, and I'll tell you this, honestly, okay, I want to be on the level with you here, okay, because this is something important that I think a lot of people misunderstand and they don't know about life. But really, what separates the winners from the losers in life, okay, I want you to think about this, okay, is it their economic advantages, right? Is it, you know, the environment that they've grown up in, okay? To some degree, you could say that. It depends on how you define winning, okay? Right? Just having money and having advantages in life is not necessarily a good thing. It could be a detriment, okay? Because adversity sometimes breeds the best people, okay? So it's not necessarily that, okay? Is it their natural born talents? Not really, because those things over time, with skill and practice and training, they don't matter. Okay, it doesn't matter if you're you have artistic abilities. Okay, if you don't practice, but someone else does, and they develop their artistic qualities, even if they start off lower, they're going to become a better artist. You know, a lot of people say it's working smarter, and that's closer to the truth. Okay, because if you work smarter, you know, that's the problem with the person working at McDonald's, is they're spending a lot of time, they're working really hard, okay, but they should be spending more time developing their skills, working in the library, right? Less time working the 2 jobs. And you might say they have to. I still say there's always a choice, but if they're working smarter and applying that, you know, that same work ethic, they would probably be more successful. But so what really is it then? I'll tell you what it is, okay? It's this. It's the ability to work without motivation. And I'll tell you why, okay? Now this is why. Hear me out. The reason why is simple. It's because no matter who you are, okay? When you're having a good day, when you're motivated, when you feel good, when you feel like doing the work, you do the work. You go to the gym, you go for the run, you go for the workout. All right, you push yourself because you feel like it. And even some days when you don't quite feel like it, but you're still motivated to some degree, you go for it, okay? But a majority of people who have not learned the skill to work without motivation, what ends up happening is one day they're not motivated. One day they don't feel like it. And on that one day, they fuck up everything they've been building up until that time. They completely fuck it up. Because that's the way that life works. It's very hard to build a skyscraper. It takes a lot of architects and engineers and time and resources and material and money. But it can be knocked down in 20 seconds with a wrecking ball. That's all it takes. And that's your life. And that's why people fail. And that's why you keep on failing. And that's why you keep on climbing up the hill and rolling right back the fuck down. Okay? That's why. The important skill here, all right, if you really want to grasp this success, is to work without motivation. Because I know, right, I have been there before. I have started projects and never finished them. Okay, I was not a finisher always. These ideas are very related. And it's cost me. Okay, I have jeopardized my entire diet, fitness program, all these things through this inability to work without motivation before I had this. And it still plagues me from time to time. Every time that I fuck up, it's because I'm violating this one principle, this one idea of not working without motivation. okay? You have to really get it in your head, okay? When you're forming those goals, when you're forming those ideals of what you want to accomplish and what you want to become and get out of life, you really have to get in your head that you're going to make this happen, hell or high water. No matter what happens, life or death, this will occur, okay? And we talked about this a little bit about pre-planning things out and thinking about things ahead of time, and that's one of those things that is going to help you so that when you get in this situation, you're going to decide that I'm going to fucking do it, okay? And so how do you do this? How do you work with that motivation? You have to pre-decide ahead of time that you are going to become unmotivated at some point, and what are you going to do? Okay, this is planning for the reality of the future, okay? You know that this shit is going to happen, okay? You've been there before. Okay, remember that those guitar lessons you signed up for? Remember that programming project that you started, that open source project or whatever it was, you're going to build that iOS app? Remember that business that you started or that book that you started writing, okay? Remember all of those things, or that workout program that you abandoned like 15 days into it when you're going to get those six-pack abs? Why did you stop those things? Did you stop them because you forgot to do them? Did you stop them because they were too hard? No, it was none of those fucking things. It was because you lost motivation, right? You were no longer motivated. What caused you to start doing those things was motivation. So what you need to think about is these goals that we've talked about achieving, okay? You need to think about the fact that you're not going to want to achieve them someday and someday soon, and what the fuck are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it when you reach that point, okay? Are you going to give up? Just like you've given up before and be a failure and never get anywhere in life and never become successful? Or are you going to say, you know what, fuck it. It doesn't fucking matter, okay? I can give you like a little story, a little example from my life in this last week. I got kneed in the fucking ribs, okay? I'm not going to go into the details of that story, but it's a kind of a fucked up situation involving an abuse of authority, someone who I trusted and took advantage of that situation, did not take responsibility or ownership for what they did. Not gonna name names, but regardless, I got fucking kneed in the ribs, busted up some ribs, okay? I'm finally starting to recover from it. It's been over a week here, but I couldn't run. I could hardly run, all right? And so my motivation for running and for racing, training for this marathon that is I'm probably screwed for this marathon, honestly. Like, I'm probably not going to be able to run anywhere close to the PR that I intended to run, okay? But my motivation for it went way down. But you know what I did? I did every painful fucking workout. Do you know what it's like to run 15 miles with busted ass ribs? It fucking sucks. It sucks to run 15 miles. It sucks to run 15 miles when every breath and every step hurts. Okay? Talk about lack of motivation. I had no motivation to run that 15 miles. Not only do I know that I'm running this and I'm not going to hit that PR, but it is going to be painful the whole way. Okay? Those things all stack up, but you know what I said to myself? I said, you know what, John? Doesn't fucking matter. So you see on that fucking calendar that you have, motherfucker. That's what I said. I said, it says run 15 miles. It doesn't say if your ribs are okay. It says run 15 miles, motherfucker. And so I told myself, I said, you know what, John? It doesn't matter if you're fucking motivated. You're going to fucking do it because that is on the calendar. That is what you're supposed to do. This is life or death. Because if you decide today that you're not going to run 15 miles, in 2 years, in 1 year, in 6 months, you're going to be a fat ass pig with no control over your life, no ability to accomplish any goal in life, because this is the one thing that you have. Okay, and I want you guys to understand this. I'm kind of going in a different direction with this, but this is important. The one thing that you have in life, the only thing that you have, is the ability to make a decision. Think about that. That's the only fucking thing that you have. That's it. Everything in your life comes from the one thing you have. Free will. God's gift to you. The ability to make a decision. And if you cannot make the decision, okay? If you cannot force yourself to do the things that are necessary to accomplish your goals in life, if you cannot make that decision, if you give up that ability to make decisions, if you allow fate and other people and emotions and whatever comes your way in life to take that from you, to make the decision for you, your tiredness, your achy legs, your hurting ribs, okay? if you allow other people's feelings about what you should do in life, if you allow your laziness and your tiredness and all of those things to make the decision for you, you're not living your fucking life. You're in the back seat going for a fucking ride, and the world and someone else is taking you for that ride. So that's why it's so critical. That's why it's so important. Because learning to work without motivation, it's the same thing as saying learning to make decisions, to have sovereignty over your own life, to exert your own will upon yourself, and to not allow fate and victimhood and all of these other things to determine the course of your life. So this is critical. This is important, guys. If there's one thing that you're going to get from this entire course that I'm putting together for you, is this. Work without motivation. Just fucking suck it up and do it. I don't care if you don't feel like it. I don't care if you no longer want to shoot for that goal. If you said you're going to fucking do it, I need something to fucking slam right now, then you do it. That's it. That's it, period. You make that your motto in life. You make that the principle, the highest principle that you stand for in life. Okay? And sometimes it's going to fucking suck. And sometimes it's going to be pointless. Sometimes you're going to be running on a fucking treadmill at 2 a.m. and saying this doesn't really fucking matter. And it's not going to fucking matter, but it will matter, and I'll tell you why. Because it's the sovereignty. It's that ability to make a choice that you are exercising. You are saying to yourself, I don't care if you're fucking tired, body. Mind, I don't care if you don't want to do this. I don't care if you're not getting a dopamine hit. You're going to do it. I'm going to will you and make you do it. And the stronger you become at doing that, the more you exercise that muscle, the better that you'll become. And you will become unstoppable. Like I said, if there's anything you can gain, you can throw away all the other lessons I've given you in this course. And you can grasp this one thing. Work without motivation. You'll fucking be successful, I promise you. All right, guys, that's it. Talk to you next time.